This week was pretty short and sweet. We touched on, I don't know, we went a little bit all over the shop, how the kind of things that I miss about the high ticket industry. We're having a bit of a conversation. There's that little temptation of me, even a very short amount of time, taking on potentially another offer, super low volume, but we kind of weighed up the pros, cons, and how I viewed that now kind of stepping out and looking in.
Yeah. Uh, you know, you're a guy that's been in high ticket for quite a lot of time, had huge success a year or so ago, transitioned out into a different area. But when I shared with you some news pre-call about my new offer and some success there, I just noticed a little spark. And I thought for a second, hang on, is James coming back in a high ticket, or is there an itch that needs to be scratched there? So I asked you the question. You've been out of the game for a year. What do you miss about it, if anything? What would you like to tap into again, if anything? And we built off that and got some insights there.
So expect a few tangents and some very unconstructed or poorly constructed thoughts, but it's a good conversation nonetheless. And
It's still unscripted.
it's
We're in a new year, but it's still unscripted. And once again, it was very unscripted today.
enjoy.
You've been out of remote high ticket selling someone else's offer for about a year now, roughly a year, close enough to a year. What, if anything, do you miss from it? Or what, if anything, do you wish you could tap into again? Or what, if anything, do you fear you may lose sharpness in, or a sense of competency in, or things like that? If anything, by the way, like, is there anything that, as someone that's been in the game and hardcore in the game for a bunch of years, but now has exited more or less and is doing something adjacent, is there anything that you miss or want to tap into again, or anything like that?
Uh,
Because this is on the back of you saying before we started recording that sometimes you miss elements of it, and wish you could jump back in, but then perhaps come to the conclusion that that might not be the right move with how well you're going with your existing business. So that's the context of me asking this question.
I do like staying sharp. I noticed that
Yep.
high ticket calls are very transactional, as in
Yep.
you're on there, you've got an hour with them. If you don't get them, then depending on the kind of offer, but if you don't get them,
Yep.
then the probability of them circling back around is very low. Um,
Yep.
so I like that every detail is kind of important.
Yep.
I don't miss sales managers and the way offers are run, because I think the barrier to entry to running a high ticket program is incredibly low, and most
Yep.
people think they know what's right and they really don't. Um,
Yep.
I don't, I don't miss that side of things. I don't miss working
Yep.
in someone else's company where they kind of try and
Yep.
micromanage you and everything like that.
That would
Um,
be a straitjacket for you to go into now with the
I,
experience you've had in the
I
past.
wouldn't. I wouldn't do it.
Mm.
It's not worth it. So if I were to come back and take some calls, it would be with an offer where the owner is just, hey, you know what, you can do whatever you want. There would be very clear boundaries on time as well. But the biggest thing that I've noticed since stepping away from it is people don't really need a lot more sales skills per se. They need
Hmm.
some training, but I think
Hmm.
they need to A, take more calls, B, be
Hmm.
more patient, and C, do more follow-ups. As in, when
Okay.
you first start, you're not going to make as many sales as you will in 12 to
Hmm.
24 months. And I think
Hmm.
people get
Hmm.
really caught up in that. I'm a high ticket closer. If I didn't get them on the call, I won't get them. Uh,
Hmm.
when they first start, and all they want to do is rush from a setter to a closer to whatever that is. And I think
Hmm.
looking at it now, everybody's going from program to program to program to learn all
Hmm.
of these cool techniques and skills. And this is going to be the one line that will save me, when in actual reality, they've just got to learn how to talk to someone. And the only way to do that is reps and oversight on what you're doing.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. I'm gonna challenge that a little bit. I don't disagree with all of it, but I'm going to challenge it a little bit. Coming from a sales trainer that has new students joining throughout the year periodically, and whatnot, who have almost always trained with other trainers. I'm going to say, so I'm looking at it through that lens. Full transparency, I'm looking at it through that lens only. The vast majority of them, even those that have years in the game and have gone with many other trainers, by my criteria, by my definition, by my standards, still don't know how to talk to people, and still don't know how to ask the right questions the right way at the right time, and don't know how to challenge answers to get the truth. So yes, reps is one thing, but if you're doing reps over and over of a C level game, like, are you really going to get better? They don't. they're not even aware, they're not even problem aware of what they're doing wrong. So I think there is a sales skill component for sure to it. I agree about the reps and the showing up and the following. I don't disagree with that at all. But I think a lot of them, more reps isn't necessarily the answer because they're not doing A grade behavior. And they're just going to reinforce that C grade behavior over and over. And that'll make the ceiling very low for how far they'll go.
So you and I are agreeing on everything, except more reps is always an answer. But
Mm-hmm.
if we go back to the core tenets of what you teach, the fundamentals of your program,
Mm-hmm.
I won't say what they are. I'll let you say. If you had to break it right down,
Well, say it because you've been in the program and you and I have done a lot of work together. I'm always happy to hear an outside. Well, you're not really an outsider. You're an insider, but you're not me. So, what do you see as that?
so the basic idea is that you're not there to hard sell anyone. You're there to find out the factors at play, find out the truth in your words, ask them
Mm-hmm.
questions. But if you were to break that down nice and simply, you're having a conversation with a person in a non-salesy way to figure out
Mm-hmm.
A, are they a fit for your program? B, can they buy your program? And C, are you comfortable to bring them in?
Yep. That's
That
fair.
is
That's fair.
not an objection battle. Here are the lines that you need. You're teaching
Mm.
people how to have a conversation with people. However,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't work if you're only doing the training and you're not doing the reps, and the reps don't work.
Agreed.
You're only
100%
doing
agreed.
that and you're not learning how to communicate with people. But
Mm.
what I see is people will do 20 calls and be like, great, I'm a good setter. I want to be a closer now. But
Mm.
they don't understand that it's not success in sales is not calculated over a matter of days or weeks. It's months and years. And I think
Yep.
people will, at the start, jump from program to program to program, try and find the secret sauce, when in actual fact, they might have collectively done 200 or 300 calls. And they don't, like, they have that fear
Yep.
of getting on a phone and speaking to someone. And most of the training out there,
Yeah.
and again, I still log into my Facebook ish semi often now, not super often, and I look at the posts and what people are saying. It's just the same stuff with a different badge on it. You're not,
Mm.
obviously, we know that. Um,
Mm.
but I think people are just trying to skip the queue of experience and reps by getting some line or training or something like that. However, and you and I have covered this many times, you don't teach the same stuff as everyone else.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. Look, plenty of people in a hurry, and it's finding that sweet spot between I'm ambitious and want to go far, high, and fast, yet also I'm self-aware and patient and humble that I realize that some things don't shortcuts aren't a good thing. The solution here is reps and time and patience. It's trying to find that balance between the two. Like I'm not trying to cull your ambition, but at the same
You can
time, you
be
actually
patient
go
a long
further and
time.
higher if you move at a slower pace.
I'm looking now at what I'm able to do this year as part of a 5 to 10 year trajectory. So
Yep.
I am not going to sit and wait and be like, oh, if I need to do this over 10 years, I may as well just do it next year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do now, I can see compounds over time. But if
Mm-hmm.
we again apply that to the high ticket space, most guys in this space are very young. They haven't been able to
Mm-hmm.
see that timeline compound on itself uh, over their life. They've kind of just done things in short bursts and they haven't seen it. And I get it. Like that was me for a while. But I just see there's this race to get to a position. And then when you get there, you'll feel as though you've won. And then when they get there, they're like, oh, this is this. I think people
Yep.
try and rush past. What's the analogy that was used? It's like learning sales is very much like writing music. The
Mm-hmm.
aim isn't to get to the end of the song as fast as possible. Otherwise, there would be 2 second songs that just sound like an absolute
Mm-hmm.
mess.
Mm-hmm.
The aim is to create an experience for the person on the other end so that I can't remember the rest of the analogy. Do you
Well,
understand what I'm saying?
using the music analogy that you just said then, I mean, I'm a huge music lover. I mean, when I'm listening to a song that I like or love, even, I actually don't want it to end.
Mm.
I'm so lost in the moment and the journey and the feeling. I don't want it to end. So the last thing I want is speed in something like that. Like I'm all about enjoying the ride, enjoying the moment. And when the end comes, well, the end comes. It's never the goal though. Not with music. There's other things where the end is the goal. Like if you're, I don't know, if you're well, for some people running late, for some people going for a 10K run, some the goal is to enjoy and connect with themselves or lose themselves for that 40 minutes or whatever it is. Others, it's like, I'm going to hate the next 40 minutes, but I'm going to feel so good and so accomplished when I hit the finish line. I think using crisscrossing all sorts of analogies right now, I don't think anyone who's going to reach the highest levels of sales excellence is thinking about, how can I cut all these corners so I can be like an elite sales pro in 3 months with 200 calls under my belt. It's just not going to happen.
Mm. And you know what else I miss about it? I miss that a kind of scramble of a startup, because I noticed doing what I was doing, getting everything going. I loved the scramble of a startup, and then when we had
Yeah,
momentum, it was
yeah.
kind of like, I need to use
I
different
I
skills here.
I sensed, pre-recording this call. This is the first time James and I have spoken in 3 weeks for the Christmas New Year's break, and I've just started on a new role. I won't disclose what that is yet, but prior to this call, I just 98% of the way towards closing a 130K US dollar deal. Payment's coming tomorrow. It will come, and it's my first sale on this offer. And it's a big one, 200K Australian, 130 US. I sensed just for a moment there, like an old retired footballer, you felt like pulling the boots on again and touching the grass and being out there. Did I read that wrong or did I read that right? Just for a moment, I sensed it when I told you that story.
Kinda, but in saying that, like I'm still doing that at the moment with my company. I still get that, but it's
Yeah,
different. It's
it
different,
is.
and I
It
think
is.
the first while it's really exciting, but it kind of misses that. You know what it was? I think it was a combination of things. I love getting that first sale on a new offer, and I love doing it really quickly. And I love
Yep.
when I'm doing things on an offer that no one else has been able to do. And I think you read that right. There was a moment of like, shit, I actually really miss that, but I wouldn't trade in even 10% of what I'm doing now for the journey of getting back to that, finding the right offer. You know what? That's not true. That wouldn't be that hard. Um, it's just kind of like a nice memory of how it used to be. And even in that, I still, if it was right, might do something very, very, very low volume just to kind of, how do I explain this? I miss being able to look at a new company all of the time and just kind of make sense of it, systemize it, break it down, find the bottlenecks, and just kind of like see it all visually in front of me and just like, oh, I don't understand why they're doing this. This is this, this is this. That I always found really fun. But at the end of the day, a new offer is only new for so long, and then it loses that new car smell. Um,
Sure. Sure.
but yeah, if I had to
Yeah.
say anything, it'd be that figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Maybe one day we'll see you back in the trenches. I don't think we will because I think you've made some good decisions and you're going to do very well. You already are doing well, but you're going to do even better. So I don't think it'll appeal to your self-interest to come back in. But that's okay.
Well, if
The
you weigh
door
it up,
it
then
can
if you
it
have a
can
look at
change.
this,
Mm.
I one other thing I miss is the lack of responsibility that you get. Not responsibility is not the right word, but I can't think of a better one. There's no
Hmm.
pressure when you're selling someone else's offer. You take your calls, you do your work, you clock off for the day. Whereas running your own thing, as I have been for a good while, um, you've always kind of got that pressure. You know, there are other people that rely on you,
Hmm.
other people's families' well-being and livelihood depend on my day-to-day decisions. Um, I love that pressure, but I also do sometimes miss that log on to the computer 2 minutes before the call, do the call or do the block, and then step away. That
Yep.
was kind of fun. But again, I wouldn't trade in any of that
Yeah.
for
No,
what I've
I
got going.
wouldn't either if I were in your position.
Mm,
I mean, you're building your own high ticket offer in a way. It just happens to be physical products that you deliver and it's in the real world, but it's still drawing from much of the same principles.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. I think we're going to go short and sweet today because I actually have another sales call on this new offer where I'm going to potentially present somebody a 36K USD, 50K Australian roughly uh, offer. One call close. We'll see how it goes. Um, Anything else before we sign off for today?
This was good. Good little catch up. We need to do a longer one next week.
Yep. Yep. Next week will be longer. I'll make more time. It's short today because I'm such a busy man, James. I could only make about 20 minutes available. But next week I will make more time available for you.
Okay. All right. See
We'll
you
see
then.
you then. P.S. James, I had to like reconnect because I got a feeling that we didn't uncover one thing that needed to be uncovered on that call. Am I wrong, or was there something you wanted to share?
So we figured out when we stopped recording that the spark that you saw, the feeling that I missed the most is going on a new team and doing better than anyone else on the team within a very short period of time.
Right,
That's the thing that I missed the most.
right. It's about the glory. It's about winning, and
I don't know.
the feelings that come on the back of that.
Yeah, it is, and I don't know whether the feeling is about being number one and better than everyone else, or still being number one and proving to myself and knowing within myself that I am. It's
Either is fine and acceptable, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have either of those things
yeah,
happening from my end as well. So I knew there was something there. Hence, we came back for the PS.
yeah. All right, we'll leave it here.
We'll leave it this time.